recently, not that long ago, Missy and I, my little girl's from Haiti. I'm old and fair, and she's young and beautiful. And so we live in the South. And so to have an older white mom and a beautiful young Haitian is not the norm. And we were on our motorcycle at the time, and Missy and I were just having a blast on the motorcycle. We listened to worship music and our little Bluetooth thingies. And I noticed in the rearview mirror a truck behind us, a blue truck flying a rebel flag. And my antenna went up, and sure enough, they pulled beside us, threw Coke cans out the window, called my daughter the N-word, and then the truck pulled in front of our bike and ran us off into the ditch. And we were fine. It scared me, and I knew Missy had heard it before, when people used racial slurs or were unkind, and it had kind of gone over her head. But I knew she heard it that day, and so I got the bike out of the ditch and went home and sat her on the couch. And I said, honey, I want to talk to you about what those men in the truck did to us. And she said, Mama, why did they do that? And I said, well, baby, some people have really little lives. They only hang around with people who look like them and talk like them and vote like them. And sometimes if people have a really small life, they end up having a really small heart. And I said, you know, we have to be careful around people with really small hearts, because sometimes they can be dangerous. And I said, do you know what we do when we're around people with really small hearts like that? And I was going to go in to explain to her that she's gotten to the age that she needs to be alert, especially in the southeastern US with us being a biracial family. And I was about to explain how she needed to have her guard up in some situations, and Missy went, oh, I know, Mama. We're supposed to help their hearts get bigger. And I thought, goodness gracious, that is just, you know, Theology 101 is to recognize the cruelest people are usually the people who hate themselves most of all. So they've got to subjugate somebody else to make themselves feel better. And so we talk about things like that a lot in our home. I don't know that I would have brought it up as young as Missy is if we hadn't had some really hard things happen to us, but it has ended up being very, very redemptive, and I'm following my daughter's lead and trying to help people's hearts get bigger.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.